Hey guys, we're continuing on Scott Peck's stages of spirituality. We went through 1 and 2, now stage 3, Skeptic-Individual. Skeptic-Individual. Are you a skeptic individual? This happens when you start to let doubt in. This is when the questions start coming. You know, we've been here, done that. We've talked about this before. So this stage takes on a little bit of independence and even rebellion. This is when things start to, get a little bit nasty. Things get uncomfortable. This is where we start feeling fear. We start feeling the dangers and the risks of our beliefs changing because of the community we're surrounded with. We're very worried about how it's going to have an effect on our connections with our family, our friends, and our church, and it's a very frightening time. This stage can become very non-religious. This is when we all of a sudden just decide to quit church, or we become rebellious, or we disrespect authority, or we get angry, or we get bitter. We're just filled with doubt and questions. We just don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to process it. It's just overwhelming, and we kind of like get adolescent in a way. We don't know how to respond. Either we go underground inside, we hide it and deal with it on the inside while being compliant on the outside, or we rebel and just kick it all over and rush out in a huff, or we try to negotiate. It's just a very, very messy time when we're at odds with our religion and our religious community. And we might even leave. Some people get stuck here though. This is one of the things that Scott Peck warns about, is that it's a very messy time. It's a very necessary time in our spiritual growth. Absolutely healthy time. And like we discovered with Kubler-Ross and with James Fowler, it's an absolute essential step in the growing process. We can't skip it. We need to let the questions come. We need to let the doubt come. And we know it's not just going to upset our own established beliefs. It's going to upset our community. It's going to upset our social connections. So we know the risks. We know the risks personally, and we know the risks socially. Now, I know for a fact when I was running my blog, NakedPastor.com, for many years. I started in 2005, I think, and I was blogging for many, many years, and people never read my blog until I started getting more and more honest. And it was around 2009 when people started saying, I don't know if he believes in God. At least I know he doesn't believe in God the way I do. Or, do you believe in Jesus? And do you believe in the Holy Spirit? Or why do you? I think he's going through a crisis in his call as a pastor, and all this kind of stuff was being said because I was taking the risk of being open and honest about and vulnerable about my own journey. I knew though the risk. I knew how terrifying this was for me. I would rather not do it alone. I would rather people be with me. So I let some stuff leak out, knowing the risk. And the risk was that eventually I had to leave the ministry, and I left the church. Those, and maybe some of you are there as well. Maybe you have a church that are welcoming you. It's welcoming you to question and to doubt, and it's there for you. That's awesome. It's rare, so treat it as precious. But I bet for most of you, you've gone through this, and it's cost you a great deal. I know for me and for my wife, it cost us my job as a pastor, my vocation, my sense of meaning on the earth, because I was a pastor before, our friendships, our relationship to the church, my income, our kids, you name it. All kinds of things were affected. I knew the risks. I took the risks because I needed to grow. I needed to. I was not willing to conform any longer or to stay in that box any longer. I had to break out. And I knew the risks. I calculated the risks, and I took the risk. And here I am today, trying to help you take the same risks. So that's stage 3, skeptic individual. let's get on to stage 4, a beautiful stage. I hope you're there, and if you're not, I hope you can get there soon. See you there, guys.